Hello everyone, I'm going to provide a short message before this video starts. This update is completely unfinished. Our protocol guy became extremely busy midway through development, and that caused us to just not have enough time to make the moves that I said I was going to make before the release date that I promised. This release is meant to be fairly low-key, which is why I did not ping everyone in the Discord server and why there was no big announcement about this or anything. And this release is also going to be Discord only. You have to join the Discord to download this. I'm not putting it on MCPetal because it's simply not ready yet. Whenever it is ready, I'm going to make a new separate video detailing everything we've done to fix the update, as well as putting it on MCPetal like normal, and I will be pinging everyone in the Discord server for that. If you want to play this update, you can now, as I've promised, but I recommend that you do not. I think that you should wait until we get it ready. Firstly, we have Hajime Kashimo. And let me just get maximum burst energy. So, staff is just the M1s, Black Flash was actually changed, but I will get to that later. For our first move, we have Speed Shock. Very simple move. Just an instant dash. You can go die. Wow, okay, that's... wow, what a bug, dude, what a bug. It's kind of like Mahito's Explosive Touch, where you become a walking hitbox, and the first person you run into gets caught in a little beat down, and it happens very quickly. It does a little bit of knockback, nothing too crazy. If you crouch with Speed Shock, you can do a different move, amped up. This move is hell to showcase, I'm telling you. But you shoot a lightning bolt from your hands. And that's pretty much it. Next we have Lingering Storm, which gives you a speed boost, after which you will do a kick. The speed boost does not have a wind-up, although the kick does, so be careful. And if you actually manage to land the kick, it does a lot of things. It gives them slowness, disabled technique, weakness. They basically become completely unable to fight, like just straight up crippled for a few seconds. High Voltage is a very long distance dash attack. Just like that. L4 is a mini beatdown. I'm gonna find a flatter space for this. Oh my god. Just like that. And then Electric Spirit has you summon a bunch of lightning bolts from the sky and rain them down on innocent civilians, just like that. Mythical Beast Amber is just a standard awakening ultimate. We don't have an animation for it, don't ask. So, pretty much everything stays the same because we didn't have time to make any fucking moves for this. But, you get Speed 2, Night Vision 2, Recharge, which allows you to extend your ultimate's duration simply by spamming this. Although it does lock you in place while you're spamming it, so you can't just do it right in front of people. And you get a new move, Eardrum Piercer. Unfortunately, that is literally the only new move. We did not have time to make anything else, but hopefully I'll get something stuck into the content patch so that Mythical Beast Amber isn't completely fucking worthless. But that's pretty much it for Kashimo. Kashimo is the most obviously unfinished one, I think, purely just because of the ultimate. He was intended to have like a full ult moveset, but we literally only got one move done, which is horrid. It's horrid. I'll say that. Also, when your ultimate ends, as you can see, you start just fucking bleeding to death. If I go into game mode survival, it's pretty bad. You also can't use reverse curse technique at all. It just doesn't work. But these effects will go away whenever you respawn. Next we have Uraume, who doesn't have that many moves because it's Uraume. I don't know what you expected us to do. For our first move, we have Icicle, which is just an icicle. For our second move, we have Freezing Smash. Just a basic dash attack with some knockback to it. For our third move, we have Hailstorm. You summon a long line of ice blocks in front of you, and the first guy that it hits that isn't blocking will get hailed on. Just like that. It deals some decent damage. Next we have Frost Calm, which is pretty self-explanatory. You just freeze everyone in front of you that isn't blocking, and it does a bunch of damage. Then we have Blizzard. After a short wind-up, you will knock everyone around you away. Simple distancing move. Next we have Glacier Formation. Very simple. You summon a big ass glacier and you throw it in front of you. But it can be quite hard to aim. As you just saw, my aim fucking sucks. There we go. Next we have Ice Age, which is a big ball of condensed ice. But that move confused a lot of people because you see the little sparkles coming out of it. Those are ice shards, and they have their own hitbox. The hitbox of the condensed ice ball itself is unblockable and does a bunch of damage, but the ice shards can be blocked, and they have a much bigger hitbox that I tried to show there, but the dumbass Husk decided to run into my move like the actual genius that he is. For the ult, we have Cryo Hell, which is very simple. Here we go. That's it. Oh my god, it only took me literally half the ult cooldown to showcase. Amazing. And that's Uraume. I'm really disappointed with both characters, I'm gonna be honest. I really wish we had more for them. I'm sorry. But I'll get to the other features, which pretty much everything else besides the new movesets themselves were able to be completed, except for adding some stuff to the tutorials, which is unfortunate, but I will show everything right now, and these are all very good, I hope. But it's something that applies to every moveset. All M1s will now do knockback if you crouch while doing them. So if I crouch in M1, it does knockback. We minorly reworked black flashes, and what you have to do now is you have to increase a counter to 10 to get a black flash. And this counter will go up by 1 every time you M1 an entity, and by 2 every time you crouch M1 an entity. And once you get it to 10, you can black flash. And we increased the damage on black flash very significantly. It is now 20. And before it was 14. So that is not a small change. In addition, whenever you get put in the zone after landing a black flash, your counter will go up an extra point for every M1. So if I do a regular M1 while in the black flash zone, it will give me 2 points instead of 1. And the same also applies for crouch M1s. Those will now give me 3 in the zone. So bam, 3, 3. I'm at 6. And I already have my black flash. Yeah, black flash is kind of really easy to get against Megakuna now. And you can just dish out a lot of damage really fast. Also, I don't know where his boss bar went. It's just kind of fucking gone. I think Mojang broke it, like they do with everything else, so that sucks, but what can you do? As you probably already saw, we also reworked blocking. It's just activated on the crouch now. And the first slot is boost and the skills menu. Makes it a lot more convenient and a lot more balanced for pretty much every scenario ever. We also minorly reworked boosting itself. The duration was halved, but the cooldown was also halved, just to give the game a more like fast-paced feel, if you get what I'm saying. And we reworked binding vows. They now only have a 40-second cooldown compared to the previous 100, but the debuff duration was extended by 2 seconds. So I get debuffed in 15 seconds, and instead of it lasting for 5 seconds, it's going to last for 7. Now this doesn't seem all that bad, and that's because it's not. Binding vows were super fucking ass before. And in addition, we've also added binding vow variants. I will showcase the first one right now. If you use a binding vow, and then use slash dash combo, also, UG's Soul Slash is another move that has a binding vow variant. Well, by default, Soul Slash is now cleave, and it's cleave. It cleaves people. It's just a high damage move. But if you use a binding vow and then use cleave, it'll turn into the old Soul Slash, and it will have all the same effects as before, but with longer disabled technique durations. So I can use a binding vow and then use cleave, and if either of them actually survived or had curse techniques, they would get the disabled technique effect for about 10 seconds. What is going on here? Yeah, okay, bro. Get the fuck away from me. If you didn't notice it already, Spiderweb got removed from the game. It didn't really get replaced by anything except, I guess, the binding vow variant, but not really. We merged the UG moves, Divergent Fist and Dash Strike, for balancing reasons, because Divergent Fist just fucking sucked, but I still wanted to include it. And we also merged Blood Armor and Black Flash Counter. We pretty much just removed Blood Armor and added its particles to the beginning of Black Flash Counter. because Yuji with blood armor was just like god-awful overpowered. He's still god-awful overpowered. It's horrible. All moves with variants now have variant indicators in the name. So for example, / combo has bracket V bracket, which means binding vow variant. As you can see, I use a binding vow and then I use this, and you already know what happens. There are actually 5 of these. There's U for use multiple times, B for boost, F for black flash, V for binding vow, and O for with other moves. We actually have another new Sukuna move. It's overly complex to activate, and it doesn't really have a big payoff. You're almost never going to be using this in a fight, and if you do use it in a fight, it's not going to do anything because the other guy is just going to run away from you. But we thought it was cool and we added it regardless. So basically all you need to do is use a binding vow, pop your domain, and then immediately after you pop your domain, pop Blazing Arrow Max. And it creates a literal fucking hydrogen bomb. And oh fuck, oh shit, oh god, oh! And we added this because we plan to also add Hollow Purple Nuke into this update. But, you know what happened with the particle guy I just told you, so that is going to wait until the content patch. We reworked some of Yuta Okotsu's item textures, as you can see. Next, we actually reworked the accessory system. Accessories will no longer give you a passive based on what accessory set you're wearing, but they will now give you a buff to one of your base moves. And the buff indicated is in the name. So, as you can see, M1s, Hikari Set Crate will buff your M1s, Mojo Set Crate will buff your boost, Mahito Set Crate will buff your Black Flash, and Yuta buffs RCT. And so I'll quickly go over what each set does now. And let me actually get a move set real quick. So Gojo's armor set makes you invisible during your boost. Hikari's armor set does the exact same thing it did before. It makes enemies slow whenever you hit them. Kashimo's armor set applies a new effect to people, which I will go over later whenever you boost near them. And that effect does do damage. Mahito's armor makes black flashes heal you. Look at my health. Oh, wait. Yeah, look at my health. Very straightforward. Sukuna's armor does the exact same thing it did before. It increases your M1 damage. Yuji's armor set doubles the duration that you're in the zone for after you hit a black flash, so it just makes it extra easy to gain black flash charge. And the Yuta armor makes RCT heal you for more. So if you're a pussy, use the Yuta armor. That's all there is to it. If you didn't notice already, sorcerers now get passive speed. And there are 2 new effects. There is electrocuted. Fuck. And this slows your movement and deals some damage to you. And there is freezing. And this slows your movement more than electrocuted, but it also disables your boost while you have it. And electrocuted is applied basically only by Kashimo and his armor set, and freezing is applied basically only by Uraume. That's pretty much all I have for you. Until I fix this update and I make it like bare minimum playable, I will not be uploading it to MCPeedle. I will be uploading a video whenever I do upload the add-on to MCPeedle, but for now it is going to be Discord only. So join the Discord if you really want to play with this, and if you are on MCPeedle, I'd advise you to just wait longer. I'm sorry, but this shit is not finished, and I'm only releasing it because I told people I was going to release it on the last day of May, and I'm sticking true to my word, even though this shit is buggy as hell, it's unfinished, no one has the correct amount of moves, the particles are all jank, everything's going wrong, but I'm sticking to my word, and I hope that you have a good day. Goodbye.